everyone, welcome to Vinyasa Flow Yoga. It's Monday night. It's winter solstice. Happy winter solstice and happy great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. So tonight is the night where you can see it the most clearly, that Jupiter and Saturn are visible in the sky and almost become one star, but it's overcast tonight, so we can't see it. But hopefully they'll stay close together and we'll have a clear night and we can see that happen. Anyways, tonight's theme is about transitions and balance. So we'll do some balance poses and just kind of do some flows that incorporate a lot of balance and just transitioning from balancing to other poses and kind of focusing on the in-between stages and how to get there. Yeah, you just need your mat and maybe a water bottle. Other than that, we'll get started in child's resting pose and start grounding in. So come onto your mat, bring your knees wide, big toes are touching, and stretch your arms forward, bring your forehead down to the mat. So taking long deep breaths in and out through the nose. Let your shoulders settle down, let your elbows sink. Let your hips pull back towards your heels. So just getting heavier and heavier every exhale. Come up onto the fingertips and relax back down. So let the chest come down, let the head fall down. So breathing into the shoulders here. There's a gentle pressure you're pushing kind of down into your fingertips to keep lengthening the spine back towards your heels. And keep breathing into that space. Okay, and so we're going to lift up and walk over to the left side, and we're going to stay elevated in the hands there. So stay up onto the fingertips. Release the head down. We're breathing into the right side body here. And over to the other side. Stay elevated in your hands there. Release down. Back to center. Bring your palms together, and then the forehead's going to come to the floor. The thumbs are going to come to the back of the neck. You can walk your elbows more forward and sink down just to stretch out those triceps. Release the arms forward from there. Let's come up to tabletop pose. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. Round the spine, come to cat arch, and then inhale, release the belly, lift your chin, chest forward, pull the shoulders back. So exhaling and inhaling. Notice how the back body and front body feel this evening. Around in a circle motion now. Pick a direction to move into. Start to bend into your elbows. Go a few one direction, then switch and go the other direction. Try to keep your head relaxed, so the chin just slightly dropping down. Maybe let your eyes close. Really breathing into the space that you feel being created here as you move from side to side, so feeling it through your side body, feeling it through your outer hip. Noticing your joints, of course, noticing how your wrists feel, taking that weight forward, noticing how your knees feel as you take the weight back. Totally normal to hear cracks and pops as well. Everybody begins to loosen up. Okay, so back to center. center, and then we'll come to tabletop position. Take the right leg back behind you and reach your left arm forward. Let's go sideways. Bring your left arm out to the left and your right leg out to the right. If you need to, bend into your right knee. Otherwise, you can keep that right leg straight. Go back lengthwise there, and then release down, and then switch sides. I'll face this direction, so you're the right arm forward, the left leg back, and then out sideways. Try to keep the leg hovering, and then back forward facing, and then release down. Round the spine, and then inhale to count, and then back into neutral spine. So again, on the other side, take the left leg back and the right arm forward, holding, and then switch. Right leg, left arm, and then come down, switch over to the right leg, right arm and left leg. Bring the elbow to knee, and then reach away. Bring the elbow to the knee, and reach away. Bring the elbow to the knee, and reach away. And then release down. Right leg back, left arm forward. Bring the elbow to the knee, and reach. Elbow in, knee in, reach. So try to really round the spine, pull that knee up nice and close. Reach one more time. Exhale and inhale, and then back to neutral. Okay, with the left knee, now you're going to just bring it to the elbow and then kick away. Bring to the elbow so you can kind of lean over to the right side to do this, and then kick away. Elbow to knee, and then kick away. Elbow to knee, and then kick away. And then the other side, the elbow to knee, and kick away. I'm leaning over to the left side. So you should feel like your core is pulling up and in. Try to pull up that knee. That's what we want. I'm gonna activate your core, get those hip flexors woken up. And then let's do one more time. Bring it up. And then back. Okay, so we're back into the tabletop position. We're gonna take the right leg back, and then we're going to open up the knee and look over to the right side. Open up the hip, look over to the right. And just holding that. And then release down. At the left side, opening up. So I'm kind of bending my right elbow so I can lengthen out that side. And then release down. And now we're going to go a little bit deeper. So we're going to reach out to that right leg, and then we're going to come down onto the left elbow. So my right hand down, and just kind of holding myself. You should feel like there's some activation in your hamstrings and your right glute there. So we're all just trying to activate these muscles here for stabilizing for our balance workout. So coming down and then up. Okay, let's go to the other side. We're going to take the left leg up, bring that right elbow down. Okay, just looking to the left side, breathing. Again, try to keep the knee bent, try to keep that right, sort of that left leg lifting up nice and high. Breathing. All right, and then releasing down. It's coming up back into tabletop position. Okay. Back to tabletop, and you're taking your right leg back and then bringing over to the left elbow as best as you can, or down to the knee. Okay, if it feels like there's no space, you can just even drop it to the floor, but try to lift up, round up through your spine as best you can. Try to lift the knee, and then kick it back. And again, cross it over, and then take it back. Cross it over, take it back, and then one more time, cross it over, and then take it back. And then let's do the other side. The left knee, left leg goes back, and then the knee comes over to the right elbow or wrist, and then take it back. Bring it over and take it back. So as best as you can, try to get it to the elbow, if not the wrist, if not the floor, that is fine. Okay, take it back and then release. So back into tabletop position and then just slide back onto your heels here, sitting on your heels, and then we'll just come into a reclined hero's position. So taking the hands back behind you, open the chest. You can support yourself there, and then you can also, if that bothers your knees, you're in camel position. So that is your modification. Otherwise, keep leaning back, opening your chest, press forward, squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. One more breath here. Okay, and then release forward. Okay, walk forward into tabletop pose. Let's tuck the toes under and come up into down facing dog. Walk it out. You can move the hips from side to side. So fingers spread nice and wide. The hands are shoulder distance apart. And your feet are hip distance apart. Look forward at the hands and step up to them so you're in the top of the mat, and forward fold. And relax the head, sides of the neck. Let the arms feel heavy. So back to your center, grounding in. Feel your toes, feel your heels touch ground, and feel your inner arches and outer edges of your feet. When you're ready, rise up all the way nice and slow. Curl up the spine till you come up to standing, and then lift your arms above your head. Deep breath in here, and then open up the arms and exhale down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the knees or to the shins, flat back, and then you're folding forward. Inhale, rise up all the way. Reaching up, exhale, and sweep up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, halfway, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up all the way. Reaching up, exhale, fold forward, come down. Inhale, halfway, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up all the way. Bring your hands to your heart, clasp your fingers, press down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, take the hands back behind you, clasp your fingers back behind you, pull back, lift up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up. Arms reach up. And then exhale, clasp and press. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release, clasp behind. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, reach up through the arms. Exhale, inhale, exhale, swoop down, clasp behind. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, fold forward and hold. Try to relax your facial muscles, especially your jaw. All right, use your arms to pull yourself up and reach up to the ceiling, and then exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, we'll do some traditional hatha and salutations here for warm up. We're going to reach up with the arms, bring the hands together, bring the thumbs to the back of the head. That's your inhale, and then you're exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, and step your right foot back, drop your right knee to the floor. Just keeping the hands under the floor here for that inhale, lunge. And then exhale, step back, drop your knees down to the floor for grasshopper pose, and you're exhaling out all the way until you inhale at the top of your up dog or your cobra. Exhale, back down to the floor, tuck your toes under, push up and back into downward facing dog, and step your right foot forward. The left knee comes to the floor, inhale, exhale, step forward, inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up all the way. And then exhale, hands to the heart. So let's keep practicing. Inhale, lift up. Thumbs to the back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor. Left foot steps back. Inhale, look up. grasshopper chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. So one long exhale, and then left foot steps forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, step. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Keep moving. Inhale, lift. Thumbs to the back. Exhale. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, right foot steps back. Inhale. Exhale, grasshopper chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Exhale. Right foot steps. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, step. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands at heart. Inhale, reach up. Thumbs back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor. Left foot steps back. Inhale. Exhale. Grasshopper. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot steps. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up all the way. And exhale. Inhale, lift up. Take your hands above your head. Clasp your fingers all but index and thumb. And lean to your right side. Reach through the arms. Keep reaching and lifting. Try not to twist your upper body. Keep it facing straight forward. Same with your hips. Squeezing your legs straight. Come back to center. Go to the other side. Left side. Keep reaching. Breathing. One more breath. And then release it. Come back to center and then open up, arms fold forward. Okay, Hatha sun salutation with variations. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Step right foot back. Drop right knee down to the floor. And arms reach up. Crescent lunge. Drop your right arm down by your right side. Drop your left arm down by your left side. Reach up with both arms. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. And then come back into plank pose and float the left leg. Try to keep holding there. If it's too much, you're bringing that right knee down to the floor or keeping it up. Okay, bring it down to the floor, drop the knees, and then lower to the grasshopper position. So your bum is lifted, your low belly is off the ground, your chest is on the ground or just lightly floating above the ground, and elbows are pinned by your side. Chest expanding here, and then come forward into just a low cobra, and then come back to the ground, and then see if you can come back into grasshopper. So what you do, tuck your toes under, and you're gonna push yourself back so that your collarbones are more in line with the tops of your fingertips here. Okay, so you should feel your low belly lift. There's a lot of shoulder strength. Now flatten out, come forward, belly to the floor, untuck your toes, and expand. Come back down. Okay, let's try that one more time. I know it's really tough. You're gonna tuck the toes under, okay, and then slide back, push back, keep holding those elbows in. Chest just floating above the floor if possible, and then flatten out. Whew, okay, lifting up, and then exhale down. We're gonna push up to plank pose, and then back into downward facing dog. All right, right foot steps forward, left knee down to the floor. Arms reach up. Left arm down by the left side. Come up. Right arm down by the right side. then come up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, step forward to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up all the way. Reaching up and then hands to the heart. Let's keep adding on with some more transitions. We're gonna lift up. Bring the thumbs to the back of the head here. Chop forward, come down. Exhale, inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor. This time step the left foot back, left knee down to the floor, and then step it forward. Okay, this time, again, we're gonna lift it up, nice and so just hovering above the floor, that left foot, and then step it back. And then we're going to pick it up and step it forward. Okay, one more time, we're gonna lift it up, and then step it back. So if you can't touch the floor while you're doing this, you're just lifting that foot up off the floor, and then stepping back. Okay, and then little lunge, and then bring that knee down to the floor from there. Okay, we're going to reach up. Arms reaching up. This time we're going to twist to the right. Reaching out through the arms. Come back to center with the arms, reach up with the arms, and then open to the left. And then close, reaching up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. And now with that right leg, we're gonna come back and hold that one in the hovering plank position. You can drop the left knee to the floor. Try to keep looking down so that you're not looking forward and hurting your neck that way in plank pose. Keep holding. Okay, you can bring that foot to the floor, lowering through just regular chaturanga. You can also drop to the grasshopper and then come through in the sliding through in grasshopper. Otherwise, lifting it to the up dog, bring the chest back to the floor, tuck toes, push up to plank pose, and then come back into downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward, right knee to the floor, arms reaching up. Now twisting to the left side, reaching with the arms. Bring the hands together, lift the arms open to the right. Bring the arms together, reach up with the arms, and then bring the hands to the floor. So transitioning back a few times here with that back leg. We're going to lift up that back knee, and then we're going to take it, we're just going to float that right foot above. I'm just going to face this way. So floating above the floor a little bit. And then we're going to take it back, and then we're going to step back. Okay, and then again, yep, nice and slow. Stepping, floating above the floor, don't touch it yet, and then kick it back. You can drop the knee or not drop the knee, whatever you can do. Okay, one more time, coming up, and then floating, just placing it right beside that one foot. And again, you can be like here, so I'm putting all my weight onto my left leg, and then we'll just put it down. So grounding down, both feet to the floor. Slowly rise up all the way. Reaching up with the arms, inhale, and then exhale, hands to the heart. Release your arms, open up again, bring the palms together and thumbs to the back of the head. So just holding this position, good shoulder stretch. Breathing into the shoulders. And then reaching up through the arms, inhale, exhale. Let's come down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step your left foot back and kick it into the air. So you're in standing split position. So kick it back. Nice and high. See if you can lift one hand off the floor. Doesn't matter what, I took my right hand off the floor. Maybe you could take both hands off the floor. You're still folding forward. And then you can bring both hands onto the floor and then step down. Drop your back knee to the floor. Reach up with both arms. Inhale, and then exhale. Bring the hands down to the floor. And then we're gonna come back into The monkey splits, we're gonna sit back onto the heel as best you can and then come forward into lunge. Pull back, straighten up the leg as best as you can, maybe pulling your bum back to as close as you can to that heel, and then coming forward. Okay, and then this time we're gonna pull back as much as you can using your hands. We're gonna rock up onto the heel. So I'm sitting on my heel, I'm balancing on my toe, and the ball of my feet on my left side. My right foot is flexed here, stretching out through the hamstring and calf muscle on the right side. Now come forward, so you can slide, pushing that foot forward and then drop the knee, and then you're transitioning into lunge and reaching up with both arms. Inhale, exhale, hands to the floor. Okay, step back into plank pose, whole plank pose. Let's go to side plank pose on the left side. So you're going to spin the heels and then open up the right arm. Right, reaching up to the sky. See if you can pull in that bottom shoulder. And then close it in. Go to the other side, your heels drop and they spin to the right side, and then the left arm is going to lift up. Pulling in that bottom shoulder. So really try to pull it in towards your bottom hip, and that'll keep your core engaged here. Your obliques fired up to keep holding this position. All right, and then releasing. So back to plank pose, lower through chaturanga. Lift into up dog or cobra, and then come back into downward facing dog. Let's step the left foot forward, and then the right knee to the ground, and then come back. We'll just come back and forth from a half monkey split to lunge a few times. So I'm just having my hands are on the floor, my fingertips are touching the floor, and just kind of guiding yourself forward and back. Noticing how the hips feel, noticing how the hamstrings feel. This gentle movement. Okay, and then this last one, when we come back into the half monkey split position, your choice. You can either stay here and just hold the half monkey, even if you're up here, you're holding that, or you rock back enough so that you're on the ball of your right foot now, the knee lifts off the ground, and I'm sitting kind of like a half squat. So my left leg is extended forward. If you want, you can try that balance where you're just holding. So, and that's another element of the pose, kind of tricky. Bring the hands to the floor, and then we'll come forward. So pushing the foot forward, and then lift up through the arms, into that crescent lunge, and then bring the hands down to the floor. Okay, let's step back, move through your chaturanga, lift into an up dog or a cobra. Inhale, and then exhale, come back into downward facing dog. We're just mostly just taking a rest moment here. If you need to take a child's resting pose, then you can also do that instead of down dog right now. 2 more breaths. Step your right foot forward, and then kick up your left leg, holding that standing split. Taking one hand off the floor, taking the other hand off the floor. And then stepping forward with both feet together. So halfway lift. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up all the way, reaching up. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, really sweep up again. Bring the palms together, bring the thumbs to the back of the neck again. try to keep breathing here. I know if you have really tight shoulders, it feels quite awkward. You can bring the thumbs more to the top of your head and then lean back as well, but try to bring your elbows more together as opposed to splayed apart. So that's kind of the tough part. Kind of squeezing them together and thinking about dropping them down your back. Okay, now releasing up, out, fold forward, come down. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back. Let's go to plank pose. So we're going to play around with some tree positions here. So in plank pose, I want you to bring your right foot to the inner left calf in plank pose. Try to keep the right knee hovering. Just gonna face this way. And then releasing to plank pose. Now switch sides. The left foot into the inner right calf. Try to keep the knee lifting up. Okay, and then releasing back to plank pose. Bring the right knee right to the right elbow and then back. Bring the left knee right to the left elbow and then back, and then push back into downward facing dog. Breathe that out. Come forward into plank pose. Spin to the right side. Bring your left foot into the inner right calf for side plank tree. If this is too much, you can always drop the bottom knee to the floor and forego this position. Okay, releasing is switching to the other side. You can just stay in side plank, regular side plank as well. That right foot is going to the inner left calf. All right, then releasing, coming back to plank pose, lower through chaturanga. Lift into up dog or cobra. Now come on back into downward facing dog. Walk it out. Or lift your right leg back behind you. Bend into the right knee. Bring the right knee to your right elbow. And then right to the center. And then see if as lightly as you can, like your mat is tissue paper, you are trying to step in between your hands. So as best as you can, lightly step. Okay, and then turn your back foot out. Let's come up into warrior one position. So rising up. Exhale to warrior two, opening up through the arms. So that front knee's over your front ankle, reaching out through your arms. Arms staying height as the shoulders. Come on back into reverse warrior. Reaching up with that right arm. Okay, coming into warrior two, facing forward into warrior one position. Take the arms alongside your body, palms face back, leaning forward, and then bring the weight onto your right foot. Lift that left leg off the ground. From falling tree here, we're going to go to tree, but hang on a sec. Keep reaching the head forward. Try to keep lifting up through your left leg. Tree pose. Stand upright, bring your left foot into the inner right calf or lift it up higher. Most times you need to give yourself an assist to lift up higher, but if you can do that on your own, that is great as well. So tree position. Okay, with our tree position, we're just going to try and expand here. So lifting up through the arms, overhead, your hands can be together or separated. You can take mudra, interlacing all fingers except for index and thumb. You can start looking up. So think of expanding, getting tall in your posture. Think of your foot pressing into your inner thigh and your thigh or inner calf pushing back into your foot. So try to keep that resistance happening so that you can stick your position. Two more breaths here. Okay, we're going to release back into fallen tree. So releasing the foot and kick it back behind you, and the arms will swing back behind you as well. So streamlining the body, reaching through the arms. Think of trying to reach to the back wall with your fingertips there. Try to lift up through your arms as well. Don't make them lazy. You want to feel like you're trying to lift up your triceps. And squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. From here, we're going to step back into warrior one position. So stepping back and then reaching up through the arms. Let's go into warrior two position again, and then into extended side angle pose. So halfway down or all the way down, touching in the inside part of that right foot. Lift that top arm up. We'll just keep the top arm lifting up for this one as opposed to reaching alongside your ear, just to get the chest a little more open. You can also take the half bind, just wrapping that top arm around your back, or you can do the full bind, reaching underneath and connecting those fingers. Just like I mentioned in the last Monday's class about having that handy sock or leg warmer or strap, this can help you achieve the binds. If you need an assist, by all means use your strap to get into your binds. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Okay, so we're going to release, bring the hands down the inside part of the right foot, and then walk your right foot out to the right. Okay, so we're going to try another transition back into side plank pose, another variation of side plank pose. Hand to big toe. So we're going to, while your toe is right here on the right side, we're going to face this direction. You're going to hook onto your big toe with your peace sign fingers on that right side. And then I'm going to spin on my left heel so that I'm either dragging or I'm picking up my foot, and then I'm expanding from there. So if you want to, you can kind of do a tree position and turn like this way. So you can hold on to that foot and just bring it inside. Okay, or you can work on extending the leg. You can be somewhere in between as well. Okay, let that go, and then come around back to plank pose, lower through chaturanga, come into that up dog or cobra, and then take your rest, come into child's pose. Stretch out the back. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Start to rise up all the way. Let's come up and do that other side. We're on to the left side here, so down dog. I'm going to start by lifting the left leg up, bending the knee and just opening that hip. Bring the left knee to your left elbow. And then to the center. And then push through the hands here. You want to make as much space as you can. You're going to lightly step in between your hands, as light as possible. And then finally step, and then drop your back heel down to the floor, finally coming up into warrior one pose. Coming up to warrior two, reaching out, breathing. Coming back to reverse warrior. Keep those inhales, exhales happening. All right, warrior two position. And then facing forward into warrior one position. Getting ready for fallen tree. So start to lean forward and take the arms alongside your body. And then transition, lifting up, reaching through your right leg, lift up through your arms, back of your arms. Keep extending, keep lengthening, keep breathing. All right, next is your tree, your fullest expression of tree. And then you can add on to that, expanding through the chest, reaching up through the arms, maybe closing your eyes. So finding some position of tree that gives you a little bit of a challenge, not so much that you're falling out every 5 seconds, but just something enough where you definitely have to think about it, otherwise you're gonna fall out. Staying focused, staying in the present moment. Keep pressing your foot into your thigh, thigh back into your foot. All right, so releasing from here and into fallen tree. So slowly coming back. Reaching through the head. Now see if you can get long through your arms. See if you can pull your hands even further down your legs. See if you can lift your arms even higher, the backs of your arms even higher. Check in with your core muscles. Pull up through the belly. Okay, warrior one. Slowly stepping back. Again, like your mat is tissue paper, and then slowly lift up through the arms. Warrior two pose, reaching up. Breathe. All right, extended side angle is next, coming down to halfway position, to full position, binding, or half binding position. Now activate that back leg. Rolling that right shoulder back if binding is in your practice tonight. Walk the left foot out to the left edge of your mat. Okay, getting ready for the for the side plank, hand to big toe pose. So grab onto your big toe and then start to shift. Start to lean, roll onto the edge of your right foot and then slowly bringing it up. Balancing, shoulder over wrist. Or again, you can be here, you can be in this kind of side tree, holding on to the big toe. And releasing. Okay, come back to the plank pose, lower through your chaturanga. Lifting into up dog or cobra, and then take your rest. Come back to child resting pose. Breathe deep here. All right, 2 more deep breaths in and out. Slowly come on up, back up to tabletop, back to downward facing dog, walk it out. Look forward at the hand step or hop up to them. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up all the way, reaching up. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, moving into dancer's pose next, balancing on the left foot. So we're going to bend into the right knee, catch the inside part of the right foot here. When you're ready, reaching up with the left arm. This can be your pose tonight. You don't have to activate this pose. If you feel like this is enough of a shoulder stretch and a quad and a hip stretch, then that is fine. This is where you're going to stay. If you want to take it further, then begin kicking up into the hand. Make sure the knee is not going way out here. That's not going to do much good for your body. It might cause some injury. So just try to keep the knee going straight back. As the knee goes straight back and the foot lifts, then you can start reaching forward. Okay, a transition from this pose, from dancer's pose, you can go to a half moon position. You can also use a block to do this, but we're going to tip all the way forward. So we're just going to keep lifting, 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 and falling, falling, falling until we touch the floor. Okay, you keep holding onto the foot, pulling that foot in towards your seat, rolling the right shoulder back. Don't worry if you're not following me. You're staying in dancer's pose, by the way. I'm just offering this as another transition from dancers to half moon variation. If you're in that variation, come on up to dancers. Okay, and then we'll all release. Come out, shake it out, and we'll go to the other side. Balancing on the right foot this time. So make sure you got some stable ground here. When you're ready, bend into the left knee, grab onto the inside part of the left foot. Reach up with your right arm, and then just slowly take it up. So don't feel like you need to rush into it as well. Sometimes it just takes the body a few breaths to adjust and ground. Focus. And then whenever you're ready, you can move into that transition to the half moon or stay where you are. Keep breathing though. Just doing whatever is right for your body here tonight. If you're in that transition, the half moon variation, you're opening your hip out to the side. So you are kind of facing the left side at this point. Coming into the dancer's pose, if you're down, and then come on up and come out of that position. So stepping to the top of your mat, reaching up, and then close, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back to plank. Lower through, chaturanga. So you take it into up dog or cobra, and then take it up into downward facing dog. Walking it out. Lift your right leg up into the air, bend into your knee, open it up. Stepping forward with your right foot. Coming up into high lunge, both arms lift up. From here, moving into eagle pose. Bringing the hands to the heart first, and we're going to shift the weight forward and lift the left knee nice and high. Cross it over the right knee. Start to sink down. Reach out through your arms. Right arm crosses over the left arm. And lifting up through the elbows. Sinking through the hips. Pulling forward in those forearms, so pulling them away from your face so you feel that stretch in your back. We're going to release the legs, come into a variation of standing split or airplane pose. And then step back into lunge, but this time low lunge. Dropping your back knee down to the floor. Breathing there. Lift up the elbows nice and high. Okay, now take the arms wide, way out to the side. Take your hands back behind you, clasp your fingers, pull back. Okay, from here, From this pull back, we're going to transition into half monkey split in the forward fold. So we're going to slide back and then bow forward and lift the arms. Okay, if that's way too much for you, then you can more be in this lunge position and do that. The forward fold. You don't have to sit back on your heel as well. So I'm sitting back on my heel. And then to come out of the pose, we're going to drop the hands down, so releasing that tension, and then fly the arms forward, dragging across the ground, and then lifting up into that lunge. So open it up, breathe there, and try to relax into that lunge pose. Hands down to the floor. Step back into plank pose. Lower through chaturanga, up dog, or cobra, and then come back into downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. You bend into the knee. Step your left foot forward. Now we'll do high lunge. All right, getting ready for eagle. Hands to the heart. Shift the weight forward, lift the right knee nice and high. Cross it over the left leg. Sink down. Arms out. Left arm over right arm. Breathing. Lift the elbows up. Pull the forearms away from your face. Keep holding your arms. Release the legs into your airplane variation. Reach back through your right leg. Okay, gently stepping back into a low lunge. So nice and slow. Holding that arm bind still. Lift up the elbows. Keep breathing. All right, so slowly release and open up the arm. Just feel how good that feels. Stretching wide across the chest. Then taking the hands back behind you. Clasp your fingers. Open even more. Now back into the half monkey split. Forward fold. So we're lengthening or straightening out through that front leg. Bowing forward towards that left knee. Just kind of on the inside part. And then you can activate your arms however much you want to get that shoulder stretch. So reaching up. Keep focusing on that balance. And then releasing that activation, the arms, and then just slowly transition, just flying forward, and then reaching up with both arms in the crescent lunge and try to relax those shoulders down. Sink through the hips. All right, bring the hands down to the floor. Step back into plank pose. Lower through, chaturanga. To up dog, cobra, to child's pose. Bring the knees down. Settle back. On your next inhale, slowly rise up, tabletop pose, and we'll spin around so that we're on the seat. Okay, so we're in seated position. We're going to extend the left leg forward, and we're going to open up the right knee to the right. Right foot on the inside part of the left reaching up with both arms. Take an inhale here. We're just going to fold forward over the left leg, bowing the head towards the knee. If you are only here, that is fine as well. You can use a strap as well to assist you to try to avoid this. Rounding the spine and really kind of curving out back there. You don't want that. You want the chest to be lifting forward. So if this is your position with your chest lifted forward, you feel that your back is flat, that's what you want, okay? You can also use your mat to assist you as well. One of my favorite tricks, folding up that mat, that front edge of the mat, and cupping your foot, cupping your heel in it, and pulling that way. And that way you can lift, lengthen, you can feel your low back start to lengthen out, and you can get a little more length in the whole pose itself. Maybe your chest gets a little bit further to your knee, and then you also holding your leg still like this helps your right knee to relax down as well. Okay, so from here, we're just going to release. We're going to go over to the right side, and we're going to plant the hand back behind, and then rock up onto the right shin and right knee, and open up for joy pose. Reaching out through the left arm, breathing deep here. Now my bottom shoulder is pulling way underneath me as well. So pushing down into that bottom arm, pushing down to the bottom hand, pull that shoulder in underneath me, lifts and expands the chest, belly, and then we're going to just release down. Holding onto that right knee now, give it a little tug in and then cross it over the outside part of the left knee, hug the knee, and then just twist to the right. So you can grab, put the elbow on the outside part of the right knee if you want to as well, adding a little bit of leverage as you twist. And you can look over your shoulder, try to get some range of motion there in the whole position. Lifting up nice and tall as well, keeping the left foot flexed in the position. Keep your foot or your knee where it is. Rotate to the other side and look over the shoulder. Come out, rotate out, and then drop the knee. Now the ankle's on top of the left knee, and we're going to lean back and bend into the left knee. So in the sitting figure four position, keep your right foot flexed, okay? Just enjoy that intense stretch. Your chest moving towards your shin, body lifting up, your hands supporting you back behind you. Tuck your chin in slightly and just keep breathing. The closer your chest is to your shin, the more intense. So if you can't feel it, then walk your foot in closer. So keep getting close as you can to your shin so that you feel this stretch. You feel your glutes talk to you a little bit. You feel your hip flexors scream a little bit. Okay, from here, you can move into a tabletop position. Not as effective as the sitting figure four position, but really helps with an expansion here. So just the chest opener. We're going to push down into the left foot, slide everything forward, slide the shin forward, and then we're going to open up. So now you need to kind of activate the glutes to lift your low body up. Your head can drop back, but you can also keep your chin tucked in towards your chest. That's completely fine. You'll feel this more in the hip flexors at this point, not so much in the glute muscles anymore. Take another deep breath in and then lower down. From here, we're just gonna rock back to release those legs and then bring it down, and then we'll switch to the other side. So we are Straightening out through the right leg. The left knee is bent inside the part of the foot. Now I'm just going to use my mat as my prop because it feels so good. And we're going to fold forward. So I'm just trying to pull my shoulders back, pull my elbows down, and lean forward. Working on relaxing through the left knee as well. Breathing all throughout the body. The knee, cross it over to the, no, we're going to go to joy pose. Joy pose right away. First, we're going to the left side. So plant the left hand behind you and then reach up. Top arm overhead and just breathing deep here. Okay, and then slowly releasing down. And now we'll go to the twist. We're going to pick up that knee, give it a hug in, cross it over, and then we're going to twist to the left side first. So hug that knee, elbow on the outside of the knee, and rotate and lift nice and tall. Keep the right foot flexed. Slowly rotate to the other side. Looking over your right shoulder, keeping the shoulders open, keep the collarbones nice and wide. Breathe. Let that go, and now into our figure four experience here. Dropping the left knee, keep the left foot flexed, hands back behind you. My hands, I either point them towards the front of my mat or up to the side. So you can kind of choose whatever feels good on your wrist, by the way. Just play around. There's no right or wrong, just kind of whatever feels good in your own body. Holding the sitting figure four position. One side will feel different than the other, that's fine. We're all just trying to find some balance between the two sides is all we're going for. So just try and do the same thing that you did on the other side as best as you can. Try to breathe with it. Lots of patience. Taking those long exhales and just notice the body, how it responds on a long exhale. Practice that. Okay, so you're welcome to stay here. You're welcome to do the reverse tabletop transition from here. So we're going to slide forward, slide all the way forward. The leg's going to lengthen out, and the hips are going to lift. So holding that position, dropping the head back, doing what feels good in your body. Keeping the left foot flexed, meanwhile, try to relax that left knee. So notice if you're holding it up, see if you can let it drop. Use your hips to support you in this position. All right, and slowly letting that go, coming down, lean back, and release the leg. So just straight out in front of you, and then we'll do a forward fold. So once again, you can pick up the edges of the mat and fold forward into it. Take a deep breath, lifting and lengthening through the spine to start with, and then exhale, fold forward. Don't have to worry about rounding the spine so much here, just relaxing mostly. So you don't even have to use your prop or your mat or your strap. You may need a block underneath your seat though if you feel like even just folding forward and relaxing in a forward fold is too much for you. So by all means, using that cushion underneath your seat or block underneath your seat is definitely helpful for those of you with really tight hamstrings there and tight hip flexors. All right, so just slowly releasing from there. We're going to come onto the back from here. One of my favorite transitions, rolling like a ball to get on the back. But if this always feels like it is way too much on your spine, then you can skip this and go just rolling or onto your side and come down to that way. But otherwise, you're grabbing onto the backs of the knees, tucking the chin under, kind of balancing up here on your tailbone, and then inhaling, rocking back, exhaling forward. Inhale, exhale. So you can do just these mini ones, do a couple mini ones, or good on your back and just use your knees, pull your knees in, and then reach them away. This is even beneficial. Head resting on the floor, of course. That is beneficial. Okay, doing what you can here. Try to keep the spine relaxed. I think that's mostly the key point here. To get kind of a little bit of massage in your back. Now, just resting on your back and moving into happy baby pose. Grabbing onto the knees, grabbing onto your shins, or grabbing onto your big toes with your peace sign fingers. And rocking side to side and just trying to relax the body here bit by bit here as we start to cool down and enter into Shavasana. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Focus on your breath right here, just to get yourself mentally prepared to ground in and let go. Okay, we're going to do a reclined twist, taking a hold of the right knee and extend the left leg out and on the ground. So pull that right knee nice and close in towards your belly, in towards your chest. Keep breathing. Cross your right knee, cross your body over to the left side, and extend your right arm out to the right. Holding here, or making some movement. Arm below the shoulder or above the shoulder. Maybe you're just slowly sweeping. Whatever feels good. Maybe you're doing rotation in your hands, your wrists. Play around with movement, maybe some wrist movement, whatever feels good. This is your time to kind of explore. Seeing where you feel like you need a little bit of tension in your shoulders. If there's some restricted blood flow, you'll feel that for sure. So just kind of keep moving around it. Don't let your arm just go completely numb and think that you're trying to hold a pose. You want to keep moving, especially if your arm is going nuts. So move the arm up, move the arm down, bend into your elbow, do what you need to do, and just kind of keep moving so that the blood keeps flowing. That's always a good thing. With your head, you can rock it side to side. You can look over to your right shoulder, you can look over to your left shoulder. As long as you're doing really slow and conscious movements here, you're not just flailing around, then you are doing your own yoga. And that is awesome. Okay, we're slowly bring it back to center. So we're just picking up that knee, bring it back in. Give yourself a hug, so wrap up with both knees, squeeze in. And then relax your head down. Now, just let your right leg slide away down to the floor, and your left knee will come in and just stay in. Give yourself a squeeze. Breathe into that space, into that sensation, and then cross over to the right side, and the left arm this time will reach out to the side, and you can again do some more exploration. You can also just stay completely still and enjoy being completely still. So take your time, you're coming back, releasing out. Give yourself another hug with both knees in. Give yourself lots of love and gratitude while you're at it. And then release down. Bring the feet onto the floor and your knees are staying bent. Walk your feet wide and walk your knees wide. And take your arms out to a T position. Now just let the knees drop left and right for windshield wipers. Nice and slowly here, allow the arms to just feel heavy. Same with the head, the whole upper body. Heavy, relaxed. When your knees fall to the right next time, let them just hang there to the right. And then turn your head to the right as well. Turning your chin over to your right shoulder. Meanwhile, keeping your left shoulder pulling down and heavy down to the floor. Breathing into that sensation as best as you can. Try to relax your facial muscles. Breathe into the belly. And let's go to the other side. Drop the knees to the left side. And also drop the chin over to your left shoulder. Meanwhile, keeping your right shoulder as heavy as possible. Slowly come back to center. And then one at a time, walking your legs straight out and moving into Shavasana. Bring the arms in close. You can move into a seated position or prop yourself up with a bolster, or even sticking a bolster pillow underneath your knees to help you relax in the lying down position. So as long as you feel like there's pretty much zero distraction whatever position you're taking, then that's a good starting point for your meditation right now. Unless you're working on seated meditation and just working on trying to relax in that position and focus on your breath, then that is fine as well. So we want to do whatever position you are taking right now is find your ground. So notice in your Shavasana, your heels to the floor. Notice the temperature of the floor or of the mat. And then work your way up, scanning through the body. So your calf muscles, relaxing them down into the floor, bit by bit, moving up through the backs of the legs, through the glute muscles, tailbone, now through the mid-back. Begin to soften everything, all the whole spine here, from the mid-back, the upper back, bring the shoulder blades down and back, maybe settling a little bit closer down to the mat or down to the floor or whatever you are lying on. Notice the backs of the arms and notice their contact points. See if you can let the hands be a little bit heavier. All 10 fingers and then all 10 toes relaxed and heavy. Bring your attention to the sides of the neck, then the back of the neck, and then the whole back of the head. See if you can allow the head to be completely supported by your mat, by the floor, by the earth. And then from the back of the head all the way back down to your heels, your whole back body resting and recharging with the ground that you're on. Notice how still your body can become here. But then notice your breath. Still moving. Inhales in, expanding through the lungs and belly. Exhales, lungs dropping, falling, and same with the belly. That wave of motion, consistent. Now keep focus on your own breath's rhythm as your meditation, as that focus. Notice the sound of your breath. If not the sound, notice the feeling. Notice subtle, the air moving in through the nostrils, into the lungs, belly, and then exiting again. Try to keep focus. And then notice when your mind goes elsewhere to future events, past events, and see if you can redirect your mind back into what's going on right now. The goal of being still, the goal of just breathing and just being. Slowly bringing the attention back to your breath. Bring attention back to just the breath moving the body here. expanding from the center of your body and then down through the legs, through the arms, through the head, right to the crown of the head, in all directions. Visualizing just more blood flow running through the body at this point, gathering more energy to move and to reawaken. So taking whatever stretch you would like to take, maybe a morning stretch or knees bent and moving back into windshield wipers, maybe both. And allowing our eyes to stay closed or to just gently relax here as you move with your body. Again, bringing some gratitude and some love into the body here on this solstice celebration near the end of the year. Alright, so moving and rocking over onto your right side and making your way up to seated from there. So, namaste everybody. Thanks for joining me today, tonight, or whenever you're going to watch this video in the future. All the best in transitioning into the next year. I was going to say the next equinox, which is about to happen in a few months, and that'll be lovely. We'll have more light by then. It'll be great. Until then, the longest night of the year is almost over, and looking forward to a brighter future. So thanks for joining me, and I don't know if I'm going to be back next week. I'll see. It's to be determined. So we'll just see how my Christmas break goes. But otherwise, I'll be here on Wednesday though, so if you guys want to join me for HIIT core yoga, it'll be nice and sweaty and cardiorific. So you can join me there. You can check out my videos on YouTube too, and Facebook page, Live Elements Yoga Facebook page, and Melissa Shippey YouTube channel if you want more videos. So yeah, okay, have a great night guys. Thanks for watching. Share this video if you like it, and yeah, love you all. Bye.